Have you ever wondered what it was like just to be in the spirit without your body? Have you ever wondered what it was like before you took your body? Do you have a body then? No. Well, what did you have? You were just like a flame, or even more, it would be more like a whirlwind. Oh, you recognize people. You recognize each other. You experience love. But you don't have this body hanging around. You're totally free. You are what you think. You manifest what you think. We have been working with the cloud. Many of us who have done the cloud at least once a day the last few weeks, working with Saint Germain's way of actually healing the earth. Kuthumi would like for us to take a good look at what we're really working out of. Let's take, for instance, each one of your 7 chakras carries a tremendous weight in terms of what you accomplish or do. And as I read his teachings this week, the thought came to me that I haven't thought of for a long time. He wanted us to take a look at this. While I was on staff, Nancy and I bought a trailer. It was a small trailer off the property. It was an old trailer. The furnace, I didn't trust. And so we bought a pellet stove, a wooden pellet stove. That's automatic. You fill the reservoir with pellets, you set your temperature, and you can go off all day, and it's nice and cozy when you get in. The only problem was, how was I to get the pellets? And so I met the man who had access to an old Ford pickup. He wanted to sell it. I said, well, how much? He said, well, I can't ask much. He said, the motor, it's a 6-cylinder motor, but it only runs on 5 cylinders. I think maybe it needs an engine overhaul. And so because of that, I only charge you so much. I could afford that. So I took the old Ford, 5 cylinders running, took it to my friend who was a good mechanic. And I said, what can you do with this old Ford? What can I do to bring it up to date? He said, I'll check it. In a couple of days, I called him. He said, I have good news. He said, the 6th spark plug is back against the wall of the engine area. It's very difficult to get to. You have to disengage the accelerator and all that stuff. So people didn't do it. They just changed the 5 and let it go. He said, we changed the sixth one, and you have a fine running motor. You can go with it. You can climb the mountain. You can haul the load. As I got his picture, he explained to me, many of us are running on 6 or 5 cylinders instead of 7 because we have problems and clogged up chakras. We're not running on all 7. And if we want to create the cloud with all the power available to us, we have to take note about every cylinder. We need to do a little more work on each of our 7 chakras. Purifying, 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 purifying. He said, if you do this, you will find the cloud much stronger and easier to build. And so he taught us the whole area of the violet flame. But he's pointing out to us, and in the teaching that he gives, he says, notice if you are jealous, if you are angry, it's like creating a black cloud over you, and it shuts off the joy and the light of the Christ coming in. Each of the colors, when they are misused, affects the results. And so as we're doing the cloud, let us stop and consider our own chakras. How open are they? How open are they? There's another thing he pointed out. We have a tendency to see this whole business of creating a cloud as something special, something that's different, but not so. For our own aura that's created by the chakras creates that aura all the time. The dynamo in life is open enough for that chakra or that aura to be larger and larger and larger. You meet the people with personalities that just almost overwhelm you. Then you meet the people who are as if they have a chain wrapped around them and they are little pipsqueaks. Now, where are you? We need to begin to see that the aura itself, as you remember with Mother's prayers ahead of creating that cloud, I am the cloud. The cloud is in me. I am the cloud, creating, working. We should have that cloud moving day after day after day. If you begin it in the morning, you will see that you can create, you can do many things with it during the day. You come upon an accident, you take the cloud and you envelop the accident, and you ask, that seraphim that is walking side by side with you, can you bless them and work with them? Take the cloud and work with them. You have a problem over here, you apply the cloud. This is you reaching out. You become the cloud. When you get done with a project, you seal it. You seal it up and let it continue its work while you take another cloud or another aspect of yourself and you reach out to do something else. This is mastery. This is what it's all about. Beginning to see yourself not as some little thing here creating a big cloud over here, but you are the big cloud. And you, as a big cloud of light, project and work and heal and speak and whatever is necessary. For it is the cloud, which is the Christ consciousness, coming in. It's a matter of understanding the full aspect of this and clearing the chakras so that that cloud can be huge day after day after day. And the energy is there to fight the battle. Oh, it makes a lot of sense. A few Sundays ago, we studied a master who was saying, when you're healing, don't ever give everything you have for it. For then when you walk out, you have to get some more here. And in ministerial training, this is what we kept sharing with the people. When you walk in to a person who is ill, you only spend about 15 to 20 minutes there, blessing and pouring in anointing or whatever. And then you leave because you can give more than what you dare give. And then your body needs that or energy and you start drawing it back from the person. And how many times I've heard people say, if they would just leave, I just can't stand their presence anymore. Why? Because they're drawing that spiritual cloud back again because they've given too much. Constantly see yourself in this cloud, this aura. And Mother talks about how you create it. You start out in the heart. And then as you begin to build it in the heart, you expand it to include your whole being. But that's what you should be doing the very first thing in the morning. So that you walk through the day, not only with your entourage of 6 or 8 or 10 angels working with you and through you, but you also have this tremendous cloud of light. And if you will notice, if you go through a tremendous high experience in your worship service on Sunday, and you go out after lunch, you walk out, after the service is over with, you go out to lunch, you walk into the restaurant, and if you notice, people stop eating and they turn around and look. You feel exposed in a way. But really what's happening is your mountain of energy, your cloud went in with you and it changed the electromagnetic field, the aura of the whole place. And people, knowing something changed, look around to find out why it was changed. And so as we begin to understand how this all works, It's like you've taken dough. That dough becomes you. You mix the dough and mix the dough and mix the dough, and then you put it in a position where it can expand itself. This is what you're doing with the cloud. You're expanding it. You're expanding it. You're ready to put it in the oven. You're very careful that you don't let it break down, but you put it in. This is what we're doing with the cloud. Constantly, we're working the cloud. Constantly. When you pray for someone, you are reaching out to that person. Literally see yourself doing it. The cloud. I envelop the person with the cloud. Let that cloud heal and work and relieve and so on. This is the whole part of life. If you have a family and you have children, the cloud that you are reaches out and encompasses the family. They feel good. If something disturbs that cloud, the family is disturbed. You are the cloud. The cloud is you. You are the spirit without a body or with a body. You are the cloud when you are in the spirit without the body. Your cloud can reach as far out as your consciousness is, or it can be limited to your own fears and problem areas in your life, the blocks in your chakras. And this is what Kuthumi wanted us to look at today. Where are the blocks that keep us from seeing this cloud, this aura, this being that we are, reaching out and out and out and out and out with all the light particles tremendously moving, becoming more and more powerful until we can just take this part and go and encompass the disease, go and encompass the hatred, go and encompass the illness, go and change the frequency of a planet and its people. There is no limitation. This is eternality. And as we learn to move up and up and up with the flame of resurrection, as we see more and more and more, that cloud becomes more free to open up and take in more and more of the world. That is Christ consciousness. That is where we are going. That is what is going to get us that tremendous ascension that all of us are working for. On this day, as we think in terms of the work that we have been doing every day, think in terms of enriching this aura, this cloud that's around you, and begin to see how much more you can do with it. Saint Germain gave us this understanding so that we can begin to charge our auras, or I say, have it charged as we bring it in. We have to begin to see that we are this thing that we call the cloud. That is what we were before we came and took a body. We are not a body. We have one. Just like the Ford, we have one. we have 7 cylinders. And as we clear each of the cylinders, it becomes more and more powerful, easy running, more love, more peace, more joy, more wisdom, more power. That is you and me. I give thanks to Kuthumi, who wrote a whole book, excuse me, who wrote a whole book on the human aura and how to begin to develop it within one's being. May God bless us, and Kuthumi, may God bless you for sharing with us these tremendous truths that we have been working with, but may not have seen the tremendous universality that it is. I am the cloud. The cloud is in me. I am the cloud because I am spirit. I am love. I am peace. I am the manifestation of my Father, Mother, God. Kuthumi, Kuthumi, Kuthumi. Thank you so much for these insights that begin to open the door to a greater and greater understanding that we might become a master as you are. For we do ask it in the love and beingness of Christ.